What would you do with an extra $2,100 per month? Well, let's see. Not have to worrying about being able to afford needed meds for my wife and doctor's visits. Be able to take better care of my aging dogs. Have plenty of food for them too. Stop have anxiety attacks about being able to afford rent first. Start more heavily paying off CC debt. Finally be able to service my car in time. Buy the company I work at. Start investing in case something were to happen to me. Heck, I may even be able to rest my head when I get home from work and not have an overhanging feeling of dread. My roommate is super inexperienced at a lot of stuff, mostly because of a lifetime of abuse. Almost every week there's something I take her to there. As it turns out, she's never done before. With an extra $2,100 per month, it'd be a lot easier to do the big stuff like go to Disneyland or Vegas. But also, things like, she's never been on a boat or on a train or on horseback. I mean, there's a lot more mundane stuff like she's never had steamed artichoke that I'm able to do now. But an extra $2,100 would certainly help. If my pay went up enough that I was bringing home an extra $2,100, I'd max out my 401 and HSA contributions. And then any extra would go to paying off our house before getting dumped into Roth. Probably take a few years off of work to spend more time with my daughter and wife before my daughter is grown, and I can just match shifts with my wife instead of having to split times for childcare. Her salary plus my $2,100 MTA would be more than enough to sustain our current lifestyle. This more or less happened to me about a year ago. As a general rule, any raise I ever get, I put half of it into investments. This particular raise being more significant than most others and somewhat unexpected. I went ahead and put 100 towards savings and paying down debt before I even, so that first bigger paycheck, $1,200 a month goes into college savings for my kids. The rest is paying down my student loans, and once those are paid off, it will be invested. In this order. Point 1. Build up my emergency fund to 6 months' expenses. 2. Pay off my car. I'll have it paid off my year end already, so probably wouldn't be much left by the time I finish one. 3. Increase my 401k contribution by $1,000 a month. Use half to make up the $1,000 shortfall in my budget and put the rest towards my mortgage. 3. I might split it 3 ways and also keep slowly building my emergency fund up to 1 year. Well, since every time I think I've caught a break financially in life, everything gets more expensive. I imagine my rent would instantly increase by $2,200 a month. If not, then I guess the price of buying a house would increase to work out to exactly the same amount it is now to keep it just out of reach. Other than a house, I Vanguard stocks and let the interest compound. LOL. Buy good meat products to the bulk. Have a dinner with my parents every 2 weeks in a decent restaurant in the capital Beirut, Lebanon. Buy my mum gifts and help my siblings with the rest. For me, quit my job LOL. Or find a more enjoyable part-time job. I thankfully have my debt settled and my job isn't bad, but working with family is stressful. I would honestly take a break to maybe find a more fun job, part-time job. Extra is always better, plus I like to buy people stuff, so this could also feed that addition. Pay off debt. Start doing stuff with my kids other than just pay bills and work. Set money aside for retirement, kids' college. I make enough to get by, but not enough for much more than that. I'd love to be able to take my kids out and do fun stuff and make memories with them outside of the house. This is exactly what I get from my VA service. To deployments to Iraq can get you some disability, and I got out and went to college and have a good job now, so I'll tell you exactly what I do with it. My wife and I use it to pay our mortgage, and it allows us to save and pay off student loans. Investments, most likely, that or a split between investments, throwing a couple hundred more per month to my new car fund, and ramp up on household projects. I don't have debt outside of my mortgage, which is at a 2.5 rate, so I'd earn more money investing than paying off the house early. Considering $2,100 per month would be 10,500 reals. I wouldn't have to look for work anymore. I could pay what I owe and also buy a lot of the stuff I need, like new equipment for my band. Probably be able to rent a small house for myself, and then overdose on drugs and alcohol. Pay off my debts, and probably invest half in my RA and half in an account for my daughter. Though once she's a bit older, I might use it to send her to a private school. Her elementary school is good, but the middle school and high school in the area could be better. I'd be able to pay off my car significantly more quickly. I'd also be able to start saving for the future. Currently, I'm just paycheck to paycheck. $2,100 might not seem like a lot to some people, but to most people I'd imagine that is a significant increase. My last job switch gave me this exact amount extra a month. Currently aggressively paying off the debt and car, and then all savings. All debt is set to be gone in 1.5 years. Job hopping is the advice I give people to get more $1 a month and in a year. Depends on mine getting an extra $2,100 a month. If it's from a new job or inheritances, it's something like that. Then I'd invest what I could into retirement. If it's from universal basic income, nothing, because the inflation will offset it in no time. Pay off my small amount of credit card debt, so it's no longer looming over me. I would buy myself a new dresser since mine is completely fallen apart. I would also buy myself some new clothes since I haven't in ages, and I really need new clothes. The $900 apartment rent that is being raised, the $377 health insurance thanks Cobra I can't afford because of the less than 30-hour shifts Walmart gives a part-time associate for the 4th month. Save for retirement. As it stands, I don't make enough to put away any for retirement. Matter of fact, as a single person, I don't think I'll ever make enough to save to retire. I don't want to work until I die, but it is likely I will. Do you mean like an extra $2,100 magically appearing every month? I'd quit my job and move to a cheap country to coast off of. If I had to keep my current job, probably move into a better place to live and save some of the rest. My car fixed up. Buy good bets so I can get a good night's sleep. Buy furniture. Buy myself clothes, which has been put on the back burner for a long time, and be able to do more things with my kids. Save and invest, don't touch it at all except for the occasional trip for fun. Thankfully, I have little to no debts right now as my credit cards are paid off, and I have a fully paid off car that I plan to drive to the ground. I've scaled my life back so far that an extra $2,000 a month would be huge. I don't have much debt, but would clear that as soon as possible. Then I'd start replacing old useful things that are near the end of their life cycle. Use the money to build a gamer cafe. It takes $1 for half hour of gameplay. Buying drinks, cakes or the like will add to your time. Subscriptions to VIP treatments will get you bonus time per purchase. Retire, seriously. I'd bank every cent of that $2,100 for the next X years and retire at 50, with the savings invested between now and then, and assuming the $2,100 continued, it would be easy to pull off. An extra $2,100 a month would sort out a lot of my life's problems. For starters, I'd actually be able to go and have a night out every now and then instead of doing nothing but sleep, work and repeat. If I don't need to do anything for them, and they're guaranteed for life, retire, I can live comfortably on $1,500 a month. Invest the rest on dividend stocks to counteract inflation, GG. Invest half. Use the other half to pay monthly principal payments on my mortgage in addition to mortgage payment. I would like to be financially responsible, insert angelic singing. Save it. Though it would be nice to move into a slightly better rental property. Apartment living is getting annoying, especially when I want to work on cars or do 3D printing. Finally be able to put a little money aside for random repairs that need doing, and not have to stress as much about those random things that pop up as unexpected expenses. I'd be so happy to save that $2,000 for future investments, side hustle, or for luxurious travel. $350 night hotels with nice pools on beautifully maintained property. It would remedy 99 of my problems forever. I could pay my home, I could pay my debts, I could send my kid to good studies. It really would solve everything for me. Since I have no debts and renting, I would put that into my savings and pretend it's not even there. The current budget I have right now works for me. Why change it? Pay off debts, then put it into a savings account. Over time, some repairs, maintenance upgrades around the house, maybe even put part of it away for a vacation. After saving up a couple months to pay for a really nice, long, relaxing vacation, invest and save the rest until I can buy property and hopefully retire early. Extra us from the job, or just then, no matter what. From the job would invest the whole sum. Free money would retire. It's enough to live how I do, after or before taxes. Either way, pay off debt. Finally feel secure enough to replace my car. No car payment for the past few years. Maybe go on a vacation. Oh my God, that would be life-changing for me. Pay down my debts, add more to retirement and save for a house. I would literally weep. Bro, I would literally weep. I would possess about $2,100 more each month. I don't spend everything I have now, and I don't think having more would change that.